gardeners, Amy here with Garden Up. Sometimes you get weeds that are growing right in your plants and it's just kind of a pain to get the weeds out because you're dealing with the weeds, roots, your plant's roots, and all the other things. So I'm going to show you my favorite way to get a weed out of the base of the plant when it would otherwise be super tedious. Check this out. Sometimes it's easier to just dig the whole plant. Right, so the target here is this grass, and the grass roots are going to be all mixed in with the plant's roots. So to start with, what I want to do is make sure that I can identify the different roots. These bright yellow ones belong to the desirable plant. This is Blue Star, a really nice drought-tolerant native. And this is some kind of weed grass, which has kind of a gray-brown root. So that's going in my bucket. Now I can look through, there's no more grass root in that section. I've got it all. This piece of grass has a rhizome that's going back into the center of the plant. It probably connects with all of these. So it's probably safe if I go ahead and pop that. Okay. It would probably also be easier for me to work if I were to take down these stems. I've been leaving them long for pollinators. But I'm going to see if I can get it out without taking out the stems. They are very much in the way, though. I'll just put them by my compost. So I'll put these stems next to my compost so that pollinators can still use them. But for right now, I need access into this plant so I can get this grass out of here before it takes over my garden. I do not want weed grass in my perennials. See, all these roots I would have missed if I was just pulling the tops off. Like that. This especially, that was all buried and tangled up with the perennials roots. Oh, that is awesome. Look at all these roots. That is a happy, healthy plant. See, I never would have been able to get this if I was just pulling the grass off the top. Same with this one. It's even worse if you're trying to pull a weed grass out of a good grass. Like if you have an ornamental grass or something you want to keep and it has a weed grass growing in it, then it gets even harder because the roots are so similar. It's hard to tell them apart. And at that point, if you get an infestation of an undesirable grass, you might as well just replace the desirable plant because it's going to be too hard to get the weed out. Or you just learn to live with it. Those are your options at that point. So this plant has a very distinct crown. and the grass is growing through it. I think the rest of the grass is in this cluster right here, which has so far been hard to get to. So I'm removing all these dead sticks that are in my way. I can't get to the grass because the sticks are so thick and dense. I'm trying to make sure that each one is as flush as possible so I don't stab myself on them when I'm least expecting it. Okay, now I can get to the grass. Or if I couldn't divide this plant to get this grass out. I think I might have to. There. Ha! It was pinched between like 2 or 3 different crowns. And it's still, the roots are still so tight in there. Okay. Alright, this is tedious. But at this point, I'm pulling one root out at a time. I do not want to have to repeat this. For the sake of the plant as much as my own sanity. Got it. Well, that was a pain in the tuchus. Okay. No more grass. I don't think there's any more grass down there either. Okay, we're all set. Let's put it back in the ground. Thanks for watching, everybody. I hope you learned something new. If you did and it was valuable to you, please make sure to tell me by hitting the like button down below. If you have any questions, leave them in the comments down below. And if you haven't already done so, please subscribe so you get more gardening content in your video feed every week. Thanks so much for watching, everybody. I'll see you in the garden.